All right, so exercise 1 says a company purchased a machine. All right, let me just show it to you this way. Maybe it's better. Like this. I guess that's better, right? I can show it to you the questions plus the board for the answers. It says a company purchased a machine for 5,000, and then we know the machine depreciates with a straight line method over 10 years. That means by the year 10, the machine will cost zero money, 0 pesos. All right, or yeah, 0,000 pesos, whatever. So what that means is this. It means that whenever we did the purchase, that means the time is 0 years. The machine the cost of the machine will be 5,000 pesos, I'm assuming, or dollars. I don't know. It doesn't say. So by 0 years, the machine will cost 5,000. Can you guys look like this? Can you see? Can you guys see? Right. If not, I can switch to this configuration. Is that better? Okay, I guess it's better. Nobody's saying no, so I guess it's better like this. All right. So we know this again at the beginning. When there are 0 years, that means the moment we buy the machine, it costs $5,000. Then by the time 10, that means 10 years, the cost of the machine will be $0 because it depreciates, right? It depreciates, and by 10 years, we have 0 money, 0 pesos. We cannot sell it for anything. All right, this is information. This is information. If we were to do a graph with this, I don't think I asked that in the questions, but if I had, then the graph will look like this, right? This would be my Cartesian plane. Let me just do it real quick. Like that, right? This would be my Cartesian plane. This would be the x-axis and the y-axis. That for us would be the x-axis will be counting the time, years, right? Let me see if I can see what I'm doing. Yes. All right. For us, the x will be the years, and for us, the y will be the cost in dollars, right? So what this means is the moment we buy the machine by 0 years, in exactly 0 years, the machine will cost exactly 5,000. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over here. 5,000. 1, 2, 3, 5,000, right? This is one point in our Cartesian plane. But after 10 years, the machine will cost 0. So let's go ahead and plot that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 over here. When we have 10 years after the machine is bought, 10 years, the machine costs exactly 0 pesos. And we know it depreciates in a straight line method. What that means is that we don't need to do any other than a straight line joining these 2 points. The green one will be our model for this exercise. Again, 0 years, the machine costs 5,000. 10 years, the machine costs 0,000 pesos. Costs nothing. All right? All right, so let's go back to the first question. Let's see what the question is. Like this. All right, the first question is write a model that expresses the value of the machine y as a function of its age x. All right, so the value of a machine would be the amount of dollars it costs, right? And the age would be our x, the years. What is a model? All right, for those of you who don't know, a model means an equation that expresses all this information in this line over here. In other words, they are asking us to find the equation of this line. You guys remember, hopefully, that an equation of a line is in the form y equals mx plus b, right? M will be the slope of our line, and b will be the y-intercept. Right? So that is what we need to find. We need to find the values of m and b, the y-intercept and the slope. But look at this. We already know the value of the y-intercept. It's over here. This is the y-axis. So this is the y-intercept. Our line intercepts the y-axis at the point 0, 5,000. That is the point right here. 0, 5,000. 1, 2, 3. This is the point, right? And this is another point. This is the point 10 in x and 0 in y. 10, 0. 10,0. Right, but with those 2 points, we can find the slope, and the y-intercept is over here, is the 5,000. So let's work it real fast. Over here, the slope, for those of you who don't remember, is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. This requires you to have 2 points, point 1 and point 2. Let me see, I think somebody's asking something. No. Guys, if you need to do any questions and maybe I'm not looking at the chart, you can just open your mic and ask it, no troubles, all right? I'm not gonna get mad or anything like that. All right. So this will be our point 1, and this will be our point 2. We have point 1, point 2, just replace the values and we're gonna get our slope. If we replace the values, our slope will be y2, which is the y of the second point, so 0, minus y1, which is the y of the first point, so 5,000, 1, 2, 3, over x2, which is the x of the second point, in this case 10, minus x1, the x of the first point, so 0. So this and this will be negative 5,000 over 10. We can simplify this, just canceling 1 0. This is negative 500. And look at this. This is our slope. What that means is that the machine depreciates. That's why it is negative. And we knew from the beginning it was negative because our line goes down. Our line is decreasing. Makes sense. The exercise said that the machine was decreasing its value. So that makes sense. The slope is negative, means the line is decreasing, and we can see it over here. The line is decreasing. So that's why with the line, the value of the slope is negative, negative 500. All right. This 500 means that every single year, by year 1, year 2, year 3, every single year, the machine costs 500 less. So by year 1, we can find this real quick. By year 1, right there, by year 1, what will be the price of our machine? Okay, so our machine was 5,000 at the beginning, and 1 year has passed. And again, remember, it depreciates by 500 per year. So by year 1, the machine is 500 less than 5,000. In other words, by year 1, the machine will be 4,500. Yes, Daniel Felipe, beautiful. All right, the guy got it, right? Congratulations. Beautiful. We just found this slope, but remember, we are finding the model. Finding the model means find the slope, which we just did. Look at this. We have the m, the slope. But we also need to find the y-intercept. But again, as I said from the beginning, the y-intercept is this one over here. It's exactly 5,000. We know it because by year 0, it cost 5,000. So that is exactly how we know. In other words, the model, let me write it right over here. Model. The model will be y equals the m, the slope, which is negative 500. So negative 500x, which is our variable. Remember, x and y are our two variables, right? And then plus b. Plus b. But again, b is the y-intercept, which is 5,000. So plus 5,000. And over here, uy. Sorry, I don't think you can see this. Let me just write it again. Let me just write it again so that all of you can see it. Y equals negative 500x. Yeah, that's better. Plus 5,000. 1, 2, and 3. This one over here will be the solution of the question A. Finding the model. There we go. Again, for those of you who don't know, who don't remember, a model is an equation that expresses this information in this line. All right? So over there, we found the model. How did we know? How did we know it was y equals mx plus b? Well, because the exercise says this depreciates in a straight line method. So if it is a straight line, that means it has to be in this form, mx plus b, because it is a straight line. All right? That'll be the first, right? Let me just take a quick look at the questions. It goes 500 per year. Juan Sebastián Parrado. Yes, it goes, but negatively, right? 500 per year, but negatively. Because you could say it goes 500 per year, but then that would mean you're going to add 500 per year, right? So, no, in this case, the slope means the price decreases 500 per year. Because you kind of have the idea, yes. All right, that'll be point 1A for everybody, 1A. Let's do 1B real quick, 1B. Muy bien, Juan Sebastián Parrado, perfect. All right. B, what is the value? Carlos Isaza, why, again, why the 5,000 is in the x-axis? But there's no 5,000 in the x-axis. Look, the x-axis is this one. This is the x-axis. There's only 0, 1, and 10. X-axis means the years. So we have from 0 years to 10 years, right? In the y-axis, it goes from 0 to 5,000 because in the y-axis, we're going to put the costs of the machine. And again, the machine costs 5,000 by year 0. Un momentico en español. ¿Qué significa esto de year 0? ¿Qué significa esa vaina de año 0? ¿Esa vaina qué, profesor? ¿Cómo así año 0? Bueno, año 0 significa el año en el cual acabas de comprar la máquina. Si la máquina se deprecia a medida que pasa el tiempo, pues en el momento en que la compras es el momento 0. No ha pasado tiempo. Acabas de comprarla. Por eso decimos que para año 0, para 0 años pasados, la máquina acaba de ser comprada. Vale exactamente 5,000. ¿Por qué 5,000? Porque ese es el ejercicio. Para 0 años vale 5,000. All right, let's go back to English. Question B. What is the value of the machine after 5 years? All right, this is beautiful. All right, 2 things. You can do this by doing 2 processes. The first one will be to count from 5,000, which is the price from 0. From 5,000, you can decrease 500 5 times because there are 5 years. So do it with me. Year 1, right? Here? Year 1, that is 4,500. Year 2, 4,000. Year 3, 3,500. Year 4, 3,000. Year 5, 2,500. Yes, Maria Paz. Yes, Maria Sophie Gonzalez. Yes. All right, so that is the first case in which you can do this, all right? You can just count. And that is okay. That is okay to do in math. In math, you can count. It is okay. But you can just replace the value of x. Remember, we have a model for this. And the model represents all this information, so we can use the model. If we're looking for 5 years, that means just replace the value of x for 5. Put this in the calculator in the model. Instead of x, put 5. If you do that, you're going to have negative 500 times 5 plus 5,000. This is 2,500, which is exactly the value. Again, what is the value of the machine after 5 years? 2,500. You can do it by counting or by replacing the value. All right, let me take a quick look at the answers or the questions. Luna Campo, or replace the x with 5. Yes, Luna. Daniel Felipe, x equals 5, so the answer is 2,500. Yes, my guys. Yes, you are correct. Beautiful. All right, let's continue. Let's go with question C. When will the machine have a value of 3,500? All right, let me erase this real quick and we'll jump into the question and you'll see it is absolutely easy. All right. When will the machine have a value of 3,500? So you can do this again by doing two processes. One is to count. You can do that if you count. Or two, by doing the model. I'm going to show the two processes. The first one, if you just count, you're going to find the amount of years. All right. So let's begin. By year 0, no time has passed. Year 0, no time has passed. The machine is 5,000, right? So year 1, the machine is now 4,500. Year 2, the machine is now 4,000. Year 3, 3,500. Look at that. Year 3. So by counting, we found that at the third year, the machine costs 3,500, which is the answer. Beautiful, we did it. The answer is 3 at the third year. But what about for the people who don't like to count? What about the people who like to use the model? All right, let's replace the model for the information we know. We know the model is y equals negative 500x plus 5,000, right? That is the model. And now we know, instead of knowing the amount of years, we know the amount of money. So we're not going to replace in x. Remember, x was the years. We don't know the years. We want to find the years. But we do know the y, the money. So we're going to replace our y. And it says 3,500. So 3,500 will be our cost. This will be negative 500x plus 5,000. Let me just write this x in red so that we know this is the one we want to find. From here, just isolate this equation and you're going to get the answer. But teacher, how? Absolutely simple. First, pass the 5,000, which is adding, pass it to the other side to subtract. 3,500 minus 5,000. This will give you negative 500x. All right. Put this in the calculator real quick, and this will be negative 1,500. This will minus negative 500 and then x. Beautiful. From here, if we want to isolate the x, again, find the amount of years, so find the x, pass the negative 500, which is multiplying, pass it to divide. So negative 1,500 over negative 500. This will give you the x. Now, you can put this in the calculator if you want to, or you can do this real quick by knowing that negative and negative will cancel. And then look at the amount of zeros. We have exactly 2 zeros on top and 2 zeros down. We can cancel those. And we will have 15 over 5. 15 divided by 5 is absolutely easy division we can do. 15 divided by 5 will be 3. So that means our x was 3. And this was the amount of years. Again, you can do these questions by counting, which is a perfectly okay method, or by replacing in the model. Now, which one do you choose? That is up to you, right? I would suggest try to get used to do it with the model, because in this question, counting looked like it was easier, right? We count with the fingers and it was absolutely no time consuming. It was really fast. But then there are gonna come some harder questions later. And those questions require you to be able to use the model. So I would say try to get used to replacing in the model and isolate and all of that, all right? Beautiful. Let me just take a quick look at the questions everybody's saying. All right. Sofia, 3 years. Daniel, 3 years. Juan Sebastián Parrao, 5,000 times 3 years. What are you doing? Oh, okay. You're replacing the value. Yes, 3,500. Beautiful. And Carlos says 3. Beautiful, guys. All right. Excellent. So I guess that was the question 1. And that is going to be the end of this explanation. Now, if you want me to explain something more, you guys are going to have to say it, all right? Do you have any more questions, guys? Nobody? Luna. Okay, thanks, profe. Okay, you're welcome, estudiante. Beautiful. So I'm going to stop the explanation here. I'm going to let you continue working on whatever you're doing on these exercises, hopefully. And if you happen to have any other question, let me know. We will continue with the recording then. All right? Let me just stop this.